Hey guys, this is Legion and I'm here with a how-to video on the intersection marking tool made by macsergey, I believe. Hope I didn't mispronounce that. So if you haven't heard, it's a new mod on the workshop. It's still in beta, but I think it's a wonderful mod and a wonderful tool to make our cities look a little nicer. And I'm going to show you some basic concepts behind it. It's actually a real simple mod. So all you got to do is go to the workshop, which I'll post a link in the description down below, and subscribe, and then enable it on your content manager, and you're good to go. So how do you get to it from the base game? Once you're in, real simple. You go to your roads tab, and it's going to be underneath your straight road tool. If you have the roundabout builder, it'll be right next to that. So all you got to do is once you have an intersection made, you're just going to click on the button. You're going to go to your node, and you're going to see it's going to turn orange. And it'll bring up a random node number. That's not important. And then it'll give you a whole bunch of dots, which probably looks similar to your traffic manager mod view. And it kind of honestly operates the same way. In this little panel it opens up, you'll have random points. And you'll see as I scroll through them, the white circle appears on the different colored dots in their correlation where they're at. Don't pay really any attention to the number. That's for the system to keep track. You'll see there's nothing in a lines box, and there's nothing in templates because you haven't made any lines and you don't have any templates yet. That'll come later, and I'll show you real quick on how to do that after I show you how to basically do this. So, to make any markings in the intersection, all you gotta do is click on a point and click to the point you want to make the marking to. Once your green line's complete, boom, and you'll see we have a nice dashed line. You'll also see in your Lines tab, you now have an actual line. You can delete it if you want, and you'll see it highlights it there on the screen. As I hover over, you click the X and it goes away. You can also save it as a template, or you can apply a template if you have one saved. You can change the color of it by either the number setting or by clicking in the box and, playing around with it, making it bright white or red or whatever you want to do. It's completely up to you. You can also change the style once the line is selected from a dash to a solid to a double solid to a double dashed. And that'll depend on, what you're working with. You can also change the dash length. It defaults to a 1.5, but you can change it by just typing in whatever you want. Like say I want my dashes to be really long, I just type in a 5, or I want my dashes to be fairly short. It's that simple. If I want to save it, I just hit the save template, and it'll save that template, and I can set that as a default. I don't bother with that, so I'm going to go ahead and delete it. But that's the simple truth of it. For simple intersections, I simply just bam bam, and it's more or less done. Now you can change the colors. Where the default setting will come in is adjusting the color scheme to match with these lines. I'm using a theme that kind of, fades the lines quite a bit. Now, something else I want to show you is you'll see as I hover over this dot, it says to select a point to create or delete the line, but underneath that it says press Control and then click to move the point. And you'll get this little sliding bar, and you can move your point. And as you can see, the line will follow the point, and this is how you can make some interesting S-bend curves, some C curves, or whatever you want. Or you can press Shift to edit the point, and it'll open up the point in the actual thing. So that's simple. Simple. I already kind of did some work here, so you can kind of see how advanced this can get. But I did leave something open for us to work with. We go back in, select our node, and you'll see how with this intersection we have two nodes right on top of each other. So that's basically going to allow us to make this solid dash line combination. The solid line is going to be on the outside, and the dash line is going to be on the inside. So I'm going to click on the outermost dot, I'm going to hold Shift to make it a solid line, and select the outermost dot there. Now if you remember that we can move the points by holding Control and clicking on our dot. So we'll do that. And what can happen is you'll select the wrong dot, and I just move it out of place. You can see I can now line that up, and then I'll go in, select the dash, and connect it to the other node, and I'll just go back in, hit my control, and slide it back into place. It's as simple as that. And there you can see it made us a solid line with a dashed line to continue this turning intersection. The next thing that I deal with a lot in this game is trying to make highway off-ramps, and this mod makes it almost unfairly easy. So we'll just go back into our section just like we have been. I'll click on this node, and I'm going to drag it to the node that makes the most sense. I'm going to hold shift, and there we go. I have a nice solid line to complete my highway intersection and make it look nice. Also, it will allow me to continue the hash dots across, and then to complete this, because as we all know, the game will sometimes default with its nodes, and it will take lines away and make it look not as realistic as it could be. And we can take the red to the green and complete. Oops, I made a mistake. So, as you can see, I go into my lines tab over here. I go across my lines. It'll highlight what I've selected, but I could also just go back in, hit solid, and there, now it's solid. And I can adjust this however I need to make it look realistic. And that is really all there is to the intersection marking tool. So I really hope you guys found this informative. If you liked what you see, please like and subscribe, and I hope to have more how-to videos to you at a future date. Alright, you guys have a good day. Bye.